Good afternoon, traders, and welcome to the In the Zone Daily ACD Recap for Monday, June 6, 2016. In these recap videos, I go over the best ACD setups that occurred on this day. These videos are intended to show you the types of trades the ACD method offers on a daily basis. Let's get into today. Okay, today was a bit of I would say, a little bit of market manipulation, if you ask me, especially during Yellen speaking. Let me go over a couple of the setups that happened today and the results of them. Okay, so the first trade that I want to talk about today is a buy during the opening range that was inside the overnight pivot range. Let me bring up that overnight pivot range. I've talked about this before. You can take the overnight high up here, overnight high at 2104 and a quarter, and the overnight low 2094. And you're going to take the close of the overnight session, which is the close right here. That was 2101.50. And you're going to create a pivot range out of that overnight action and find out where the market participants from the overnight action are. And this is showing you that this area right here should be support, okay? And when we open, we push down into this pivot range, and this was good support. And also notice the moving average lines are stacked and sloped too. So this is another point to make about getting long here with a small risk, okay? Because what you're looking for is a small risk trade. Somewhere in here down to the bottom is a couple of point risk, and it turned out to be a good trade. All right, so this trade right off the bat pushed up, and we pushed up towards the A up. Now this A up was not necessarily the best A up to fade. I didn't fade it because I was already in a long trade off of that overnight pivot range. But the A up was not that good of an A to fade, and the reason is because of what happened on Friday. Friday, we had a very bearish morning, but it turned out to be a very bullish afternoon, giving us a +4 for the day. Now, if you remember, we started the day at a +9, and we ended up the day with +13. And going into today, our macro number from 30 days ago was 0. So even if we had a -4 day today, we would have ended up at +9, and that would be 2 days in a row at +9. And when you go from 0 to +9 and stay there for 2 consecutive days, then what you're expecting is a new trend to develop to the upside. Because of that trend developing, and because we found support in the overnight pivot range, or coming up to this A up, like I said, it's not the best A to fade because of the fact that we should be starting a new bull trend to the upside. Okay, so I didn't fade this, but like I said, it was because I was long already. But let me bring up a 1-minute chart and show you how it played out, just so you'll know. The market sort of gave a tell this morning that the A might not fail, that it might confirm. And I want to show you right here. If you look in this area, price came up here just below the A up and consolidated right here. Okay, what you would have liked to have seen is for this thing to roll over, and the best fades of the A happen when you get, like I call, a smackdown. Okay, and that's when price runs right up to the A number and gets smacked down at that number. That's showing you rejection. Well, today when the market came up here and sort of consolidated here, that's a little bit of a warning sign, okay? And so here you can see that price was actually spending time and not getting rejected. But now it was doing it below the A up, okay? But when this bar shot up and through the A up number, you should have known right away that this one's probably going to confirm, and your fade should be looked at as chances of it failing. Okay, and we spent 5 minutes here. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, and this big green bar made the 5th minute, and it almost took out the 11-tick stop, but it confirmed with 5 minutes here. And at this point, if you would have faded, you'd want to be out here. Like I said, if from this consolidation it pushes through really hard and then starts spending time here, you could have cut the trade short there, realizing that it's probably not going to work. Although I have seen trades, roll over in the fourth and fifth minute, so again, your hard stop is up here at 11. We almost took that out, and by the time it confirmed, it almost was a full stop out. So not a good A to fade today, and it resulted in not such good result for fading. Now, once it confirmed, if you wanted to get on board when it came back down here to the A up, okay, you wanted to get long here. And the problem today was, like I said, I think there was a bit of market manipulation going on today by the big guys, and I think it had to do with the news, that Yellen was going to be talking, because once we confirmed this A, price went sideways for an extremely long time. Now Fisher says that, if it doesn't move in your direction, then get out. I've seen the ES act in a way that it will go sideways for a long time and then resolve itself to the upside. So if you're holding here, just realize that this isn't acting properly, okay? And then when it does push up, it barely pushes up and then kind of goes sideways again, and then it starts to sell off, getting ready for Yellen to come out and talk. And then once she came out and talked, the market got kind of wild here. It got kind of reactive, and it came all the way down and took out the bottom of the opening range, which is the B point for Fisher. Now I use a closing bar back into the opening range as my stop. However, if price is pushing down and it takes out the bottom of the opening range before that bar completes, then I've got to use this as a stop. Okay, so this is a stop out here. All right, and then of course you got a nice hammer here, nice tail here, and price came back up, came to the A up, and then moved higher to an all-time high of 21.1225, and then there was some profit taken late in the afternoon. So kind of a not the best of days. I think it was a tough day to trade because the trades weren't really giving you the best results. And like I said, this morning with the best trade was probably the buying the pivot range of the overnight pivot range, and that one pushed up pretty nicely and made a nice trade. The A up, again, it failed with a stop out here. Once you have the stop out, you can't have another A up. Okay, so here you could trade it like an A up. You could get long here, all right, realizing you're above the opening range, and use the same stop parameters. If it comes back down into the opening range, that is again getting back to neutral. And you could have possibly gotten long here again at the A up number to try to make this trade here. But again, this would not have been an A up trade because the A up had already failed. Okay, so tough day. And like I said, I think it's totally news driven. I think it was totally market manipulation today. And tough day to trade. All right, guys, we'll talk at you later, and see you later.